right. Hello, everybody. I think. Are we back? Can you see me? Did we lose everybody? Did y'all give up on me? I don't know what happened, but we're going to keep trying. At what point did we lose the stream? That's the real question. Did we lose the stream when I ran inside? Let's see, are we back yet? I don't see anybody in chat. Hello, Carolyn, how are you? I had an earlier stream that we started, and I guess it got dropped. And so now I'm just kind of here watching, waiting, seeing if we get back to there. I don't know. Let's pop out chat. This over here. Don't need that open. So thank you for joining me. We're just doing some rock cutting tonight, and then I'm heading over to Matt's studio. So some of the rocks you're going to see tonight will be on Matt's show. He's streaming at about 7-ish. You know how Matt is. I can not guarantee any particular time, but he's planning on streaming and doing a show, selling some sets, and hopefully, if I can finish up a rock or two, a couple of rocks from this collection. We hope. But for now, I got the grinder going. I'm doing a fun little piece of crazy lace. We'll see if we get any of our old friends back. So this is my basic shape, just something that I preformed out here. That is some crazy patterns. Hello, Beverly, thank you. I'm glad you made it back. I don't know what happened or why I lost y'all. Now, actually, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to dry this stone off. I'm going to put my girdle around it outside here. So I have a reference line, and it stays nice and even all the way around the stone. Now we'll start to round it over down to that girdle. So we've got a little bit of a dome coming now, right? You can see the dome starting to form in there. We're getting down to the girdle line. Not quite there yet. You can start to see the edges are rounding over nicely. So I'll have a nice little pear-shaped freeform. I didn't trace this one out, just freeformed it. I forgot I got that graveyard point agate cutting in my saw over there. I gotta go check on that puppy. So now we're getting much tighter to the girdle. You can even see the pattern is changing a little bit. This piece of agate here and that piece, or the piece of crazy there and the piece of crazy there, aren't quite as defined as they were when we started. But that red lace piece is starting to pop out. Perfect little pear-shaped freeform. Just a perfect little pear-shaped freeform. Now it's time to move up to my next wheel, but I'm going to go check on my graveyard point that's sawing in the back there. Let's see what we got. So you're going to watch me up here as I walk away. You may be able to hear me. I'll try and speak up a little bit. See how far along we are in the cutting. A little less than halfway through. It's taking a while. This is a hard agate. Alright, so that agate's taking its time. It doesn't want to slice, but it's going. We'll get it there eventually. But this one, let's see what we can do here. shape forming. The dome is coming together nicely. There we go. We're gonna use that light to go across. We see a little bump there. See how the light deforms when we go over that spot? So I'm gonna have to go back and hit that spot. All along that red line. It looks like the light deforms when we hit that little red line. So we're gonna have to go back to that red line. Beverly, thank you. I plan on being here for about an hour. Then go get cleaned up, and then I'll be over on match stream. So if you're still around, check in the match stream tonight, and I'll bring over a couple of these finished stones. Alright, let's check this light again. Let's see what we look like. So now you can see that light stays pretty good. There's a little bit of a bump right in there. But we'll be able to work that one out. Hello! Hi, packages? Ooh. My wife delivered packages, everybody. Ooh, a big box. Those are fun. We'll see what that is in a minute. We'll do a live unboxing. Okay. So I'm finishing up here, making a couple stones, and then I'm bringing these over to Matt's studio tonight. And we're going to let a couple of these go on Matt's show. All right? In about less than an hour. I don't know how much time I have left here. But that's about it. 7 to 10, something like that. 7 to 10-ish. All right?
All right.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye. We have an unboxing, everybody. Do you want to see an unboxing? I need to see some yeses if you want to see an unboxing of stones. Yes, Carolyn wants to see an unboxing. Okay. Considering it's pretty much you, me, and Beverly, Carolyn, we're gonna... Oh, Dawn's here. Hello, Dawn. Uh-oh. Realtor. Dealing with a realtor, not even just working with your realtor. I hope it's okay, Dawn. Whatever it is... The housing market's weird right now. And I hope it's whatever happens is for your best, in your best interest. All right, my saw finished. So we've cut this piece of graveyard point per Miss G's request. And I'm going to bring it over, even though I usually don't like to carry oily stuff back from the saw. I'm going to bring it right over from the saw to show off. This is Graveyard Point Plume Agate, and that's what we ended up with out of the saw. Was this slab here with a white and a blue corner down here. Now there is a crack here now I did not see before. It's likely that that crack is going to crack. So I'm going to see now, just do a little test. Yep, there we go. So that cracked. But that's all right. It gave us a nice hunk to work with down here. I will turn that into something gorgeous eventually. And then we've got what looks like a really solid chunk of clear agate up top here with some plumes in it. Let's rinse the oil off and see if we can see the plumes better. I'm just using a bottle here with some Palmolive dish soap, and that helps get the mineral oil off of the stone. It also helps keep me with nice soft dishpan hands. All right. And so that's the dried stone. And what Miss G wanted to see was a coffin made out of graveyard point plume agate. So we're going to look for good plume. Leave ourselves a little bit of space there. We're going to draw ourselves a graveyard, a coffin shape. So we like that coffin. Grab that plume in the back there. And now I'm going to take this over to my trim saw behind that piece of cardboard. I'm not going to really be able to see it. I'm going to trim saw this puppy up. Now we got another little chunk here. So this little chunk is a spare piece. I'll be able to turn that into something gorgeous one day. For now, we're going to take this and turn that into a coffin. I want to get it caught up to that other piece of agate that we were working with a moment ago. That crazy lace agate is just about ready to move on to the 600 grit. So before we continue with that, I'm going to take this puppy down all the way to that coffin shape. Woo! Alright, this is a toughie. This is a hard stone to work. I don't know if you can see that, but it's going slow. around. I try and put on something, learn something. Right now I'm using an 80 grit mesh diamond wheel, grinding away as much stone as I can. You can see now we're getting much closer to the shape of that coffin. We're getting there, folks. There is coffin shape. Just a little further to go now. All right, I gotta reload some water now. So you get to see this piece. What I do to run water over my wheels is I have a small pond pump. And my pond pump runs from a bucket. You see that bucket of water there? That's running my pond, the wheels. Those knobs control how much water comes out of the wheels. And then it drains through these garden hoses out of the backs of the tray, down into this waste bucket down here. And since I only use water and rock dust in that waste bucket, I can take that waste bucket out into the backyard and I dump it into my fire pit. And the cool thing about that is all of the plants that are growing around my fire pit are twice as big as the rest of the yard. All the grass and weeds. So they really love whatever's in rock dust. Now what I will do though, is if I'm cutting something that has a known carcinogen in it, like, and I choose to avoid some of these, but bumblebee jasper is known to have arsenic in it. A couple other things, you know, have lead or other nasties in them. I will avoid dumping those anywhere near my lawn. I will recycle those. Let's see now, where are we here? And Carolyn, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Let me know. I'm now trying to cut my girdle, or draw my girdle around the base of this stone here. So that it stays even all the way around. That's the goal there. That's my guideline to know where to round it over to. So now it's time to hop on the diamond wheel again and cut to the girdle. See what happens here. So a lot of artists would stop at this point before they start grinding these edges. Oh, thank you, Carolyn. I appreciate it. They'll stop and dop this to a stick, meaning that they will glue it with wax to a little piece of wood dowel. That's a wooden dop with wax on the end of it. And when you attach the wax with heat to here, then it sticks onto the stone. I like to work with my stones, especially the bigger ones, by hand. It's just a preference thing. There's not a right or a wrong to it. There are some shapes that I will absolutely dop every time. Especially rounded shapes or shapes that I need to get nailed perfectly for fitting in a setting. So about my cameras, Carolyn, I'm trying to get it so that I can broadcast or go live with mobile, and I can't do that until I have 1,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, please go subscribe. And then once I can go mobile, I can still use my laptop. I can still do multiple setups, but then I can broadcast from remote locations or using my phones as well, which would add to the broadcast a little bit. And that's my goal. Right now I'm using my laptop and a webcam. I'm using the laptop's built-in camera, which isn't the greatest, but you get to see my face and my position and how I'm moving. And I'm using a Logitech webcam here, so you can see my gear and see what I'm grinding on. At this point, I'm just trying to keep everything even. This is going to look a little bit different than the other rounded cabochon, right? So you can see there's a big flat facet on the center there, and the sides are pretty even, faceted all the way around. You can see how they catch the light as I spin it. But I don't want that to be the end, but I need that to stay even as I go across so I can get a dome that is nice and even over the top. Now we've got a nice form coming. I mean, it's still the coffin shape. We haven't ground down below the girdle yet, so you can see that that girdle is still there. But we're getting a dome going across the top. I got a little, you can still see some bits here. And I've got an inclusion here. We've got a little, I don't know if you can see that forming. There you go, in the light. I don't know what that's going to turn into. It could be a spotted druzy, which could be interesting, or it could be a hole, which could be interesting. It's always interesting. And we're going to keep going, though. We're going to see what we come across. We got to take that, round that edge over a little bit more. Nice, Dawn. You're getting to get that some geodes cup. That's always interesting. Finding out what the heck is inside of those things, because you just never know what you're going to find when you cut into a geode. That was the most recent one that I got. Has some quartz inside of it. I don't know what it's going to look like. I'll take some slices off of it and maybe turn it into something. But that's great. Fingers crossed for you, Dawn. I'm going to jump up to the next wheel now. I don't know that I'm done on the diamond wheel. I think I still have just a little bit left to go, but I want to see what happens now when I use the finer grit. See if that little hole is the little crevice is gonna come out, or if it's gonna grow or stay the same. Before I spend too much more time there. And if I polish it correctly, I may be able to see a little deeper into the stone. That's kind of my thought process. I may be totally crazy. I may get past this point and decide to stop. Alright, I think we're going to be okay. I think this is going to come out just fine. So there we go, is the, come on, focus. Graveyard Point Regency plume agate cut into a coffin shape. So I'm going to finish polishing this up to see how shiny we can get it. See what we can see inside. Like I said before, I'm going to bring this over to Matt's tonight. I'm probably going to be leaving here in about a half an hour, 40 minutes, to head over to Matt's. He's going to do a show at about 7-ish. You know how Matt is. And then I'll have this stone. I'll finish this one up, the Crazy Lace, this old stock Crazy Lace agate, in a little pear shape. I'm going to drill a small hole through the top. He's going to have these available for sale tonight. remember Halloween is coming, so it's, little coffin points are great for Halloween. To sign them, I can sign them with Sharpie, Baxter Monkey. The Sharpie stays on mostly, but alcohol and constant rubbing will take the Sharpie off. That's the only way right now to sign them. I guess the next question is, do I drill a hole or do I leave it? No, I'm going to leave the coffin without a hole. But on the Crazy Lace, do I drill a hole or do I leave it solid? What do you think? You get to dictate. Do you want to see a hole or do you want to see it without the hole? We're working on this camera setup for Matt. You know how he is. Starving artist, doesn't like to spend any money. But he will. I'm going to grab his arm, twist his arm, and make him do it. Just as soon as we know that the internet issues are fixed. All right, I'm jumping up from my 600 soft resin wheel to my 1200 soft resin wheel. Finishing the pre-polish step. Drill, drill, drill. Okay, I'm going to drill the Crazy Lace stone. On all of your requests, I'm going to drill it. We're going to watch me drill it after I go back inside and get a smaller drill bit. Right now I have 3mm drill bits out here, and I think I want to drop it down to a 2mm. But the coffin is going to stay undrilled. The coffin has to be wrapped around the edge, because if I put a hole in the coffin, then all the bad spirits will escape, and we want the bad spirits to stay stuck, swirling around inside there. Yep, we don't want to let them release. That's what, those things are really starting to sparkle now inside that stone. You can see the ghostly apparitions. You can see the clouds and the moon and the sky. Oh, I love when that happens. It looks 3D from this end. I don't know if you can see that. But the dendrites are going straight down into the coffin. Because they're dark. If it was my grandma, they'd all be light. Bright and cheery, and probably look like yarn or pasta. The reason you carry dark spirits is because they're like bees. They don't like to encroach on other bees' turf. So if you have a dark spirit with you, locked up, trapped inside the agate, the other ones aren't going to mess with you. So, oh no, Fred's there already. You don't want to mess with somebody else. I think I learned that on an episode of Casper. He was the friendly spirit, ghost, if you want to say. But yeah. He taught me a life lesson right there that I'm now sharing with all of you. Right. This is the Crazy Lace agate, old stock. That red is really popping through there. That red line just jumped out. Oh, put it like this. Okay, question for everybody watching. Yes, the spirit was named Fred. He spoke to me while he was on the wheel here. Question for, do I put the hole on this one on the top, on the small point? Or the top on the fat edge and let the small point dangle? A teeny tiny vampire? Could be. What if it's a genie? No, I would need to make a lamp. I'll have to get a lamp sheet. Do coffins and lamps. Alright, I'm jumping up now from the 1200 grit to the 3000 grit. And the job of each of these grits is just to take out the scratches from the grit before it. Alright, I'm going to dry them off. The small point, the fat end would be unusual. I understand. We're all about unusual, right? I mean, so I wear this pendant. I made this stone out of Picasso jasper or Picasso marble, and I hang it from the fat end up. Carolyn wants the coffin and Fred. All right. I'd probably say check in tonight around 7:30, 7:45 on Matt's stream, and I don't know if he'll be onto these that early, right? He usually likes to start off with some of the larger lots of generic mid-tier stones, and then work his way up as people say they're interested in the higher end. So here is the Crazy Lace. %100% natural. There's no dye in this one. It is of old stock. This was donated by Barefoot Hippies. And then this I purchased. This is called Graveyard Point Regency Plume Agate. We've named the spirit Fred. He's floating around, stuck inside there. You know what? He needs a little bit more polish. Before I do that though, looking carefully, you can see there's a little druzy pocket that opened up, and you can see all of the little sparklies inside there. Come on, focus, camera. Play nice, please. There are a ton of little crystals, tiny, tiny crystals, but they are shiny. Let's see if I can take out I do like to polish the back. Not everybody likes to polish the back, but I will. Because I understand that sometimes these things flip around on your neck, right? And you accidentally flashed people at the back of the stone. They don't want to see ugly. It's just phenomenal. Where's my phone? I need to pull a mat, shine the light through this thing. One of your best friends is named Fred. Is Fred still with us? Man, this camera is not going to focus for me. Look at that. Like, the whole thing lights up. Look, just a little light behind it. Oh, good stuff. I love it when a stone works out like that. Right. A little drop of druzy is catching my eye too. All right, cool. So there we have that. Now let's drag you guys over and see if I can get you to Frederick. Frederick's a cool name. All right, we're gonna see if I can't drag a cord all the way over here. And I can do it! You guys are in for such a treat. All right, now I need to... This is my Dremel setup. I have to run in and grab the appropriate drill bit, so I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Here is the stone. You can stare at it, figure out what those little lines mean to you. What do you see in there? All right, I'm back. Behave. Don't be bad. Moons around Saturn. Ooh, and bubbles in lava. I will take either of those. All right, I am going to use a 2mm drill bit, coring bit, to put a hole for wire. So I had a 3mm, and now we're dropping down to 2mm. That bit is still good. I want to keep him up top. There is nothing wrong with him. And then some bigger stones. That plays well. All right, she's in straight. Now it's important that I get enough water in here to cover the stone. It's hard for me to see you guys and your pretty icons while I'm doing this. I'll check in every so often. If you have questions, fire them out and I'll answer them when I'm back. But I'm all the way across my garage right now. Okay, good. We can stay underwater the entire time. All right, we look good. So you want to push down on these until you start to see a little bit of the rock dust come out, and then let back out, let some water in, and push out again. There we go, and I'm through. There is one hole in a Crazy Lace agate that you guys watched from start to finish. And now, let's do our unboxing. Oh, actually, let me just show you guys what we're gonna have for tonight that I'm bringing over to Matt's. We will do all of these out here, like so. 4 stones I'm gonna bring over to Matt's house, or Matt's house, Matt's studio tonight. Thinking of dentist drilling, don't do that, Dawn. So we've got the Crazy Lace that you all saw. We've got the coffin with Fred swirling. We've got another coffin and a third. So we've got 3 coffins tonight. Any Crazy Lace that I'm going to be bringing with me over to Matt's studio. If Matt gets to them, if you guys are interested in there and asking for them, they will be available. I will be donating, as always, these stones. I won't be asking for any money from Matt. Everything is a donation to date. Now, what do we have? Right out of the way. Oh, in case you weren't here earlier, you got to check these out, right? Oh, I've got my flashlight now, don't I? Oh, I did something crazy with it. Darn. I have a black light somewhere. Probably upstairs. But these cool puppies, these are 1950s or maybe 60s marble glass. Old style marble glass. That is a yellow cream color with blue, and there's black. There's a little bit of green in there. That's a better appreciation of what color is. But when these are hit with black light, I mean, these things will fill up a room with light. That's fun. And then this is an old, again, same era, marble glass that they would have used to make marbles. And you can see the swirl, the orange, the bright orange. I mean, look at that. Talk about lava. That red. They're not natural. They're man-made, obviously, but they're so beautiful, I couldn't resist. All right, what do we got here? Yay, packages. I don't remember what I ordered. Actually, I do, kinda. What do we got here? We have something, anything fun? Is this gonna be worthwhile? Laguna Lace Agate. Inside here is Laguna Lace Agate. We're going to see it together for the first time. Nothing else. Okay. Trash. They do a great job of wrapping these things up, don't they? All right, what do we got? What do we got? Uh-oh, my computer did something funky. All right, we're all still there. While I'm finishing opening this packet, please, I'm doing this to get to my 1,000 subscribers. So if you have not subscribed, if you like what you've seen, if you've learned anything, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend about it. Tell many friends. Tell some family members. Let them know I'm here sharing as much information as I can. About the wonderful world of lapidary arts. All right, so we're going to start with this piece of Laguna Lace. Look at those lines. Go all the way around. And you've got that piece of Laguna Lace. Nice and solid. Some reds and some grays. I like that contrast. It looks deep. I mean, you can't tell on camera, but I can almost see down in between the little lacy bits. That's the rough side. So if you ever come across a rock looking like that, pick it up, bring it home, cut it with your tile saw, Dawn. All right, and then this is the final piece of Laguna Lace. Just a chunk of random rock that when cut open, look at what was inside of there. It's amazing. Mother Nature does a hell of a job, doesn't she? I swear I could stare into that. Well, they're going to be fun. That's up for next time. Does anybody have any questions? Thank you, Carolyn. Anything you want to ask about what's going on? The color of cars, yes. Did you see, I've got, this isn't from cars, but this is from surfboards. This is called Surfite. And it is the color that they use for surfboards. The paint chunks that were at the bottom of the paint booth, they chipped it out. I'm going to turn that into some cabochons soon. I also have a piece of Fordite, which is the same thing with car spray paint, right? You're going to get me on 2 screens. Woohoo! Lucky you. So it's almost 6 o'clock. I've got to get dressed and head over to Matt's studio. I should be there around 7-ish. I don't know if he's going to start right at 7 or if he's going to wait for me to get there. We'll see about that. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate you being here. I appreciate you tuning in, spending a couple minutes going through some of these stones with me, watching me cut some cabochons, being there and helping me with the thought process for different steps, calling out like Miss G did earlier, asking me to use Graveyard Point Regency to make a coffin shape, cutting up and shaping a donated stone from Barefoot Hippies, but then you all telling me where the hole should go. So that's going to be available for wrapping. Have a great night. Hopefully I'll see you a little later. Always ask questions. Please leave a thumbs up, subscribe. Anybody watching this later, hit that subscribe button. That way you'll know the next time I go live, you can be here for the fun. You can ask the questions. You can make the suggestions and help direct where I go tonight making cabs. Have an awesome night, everybody. Stay safe. Take care.